Okay, this one's for Akko's friends at work. It's called Sam the Bellhop. I don't know if you've ever heard of Sam the Bellhop, but I hope you haven't because he doesn't exist. I'll video the table then.
Oh, I think that's funny.
Okay, we've got this, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm take these out of the pack, and I'm going to remove the jokers right there, okay? All the jokers. Make sure they're only the jokes. Okay, we're going to show you this video of Sam the Bellhop. And he lives in New York and he owns a restaurant right down the block from the 6054 Club, okay? And he's in his restaurant one day, and one time these big double doors open to his restaurant, and 4 guys dressed like kings walk in, right there. And they sat in his restaurant, and they decide that they'd like to have some women. So they called Sam over and said, Sam, would you be able to get us some women, please, because we're getting a bit bored. And 4 women dressed like queens walk in, 2 brunettes and a couple of redheads, okay? He says, Sam, they're beautiful, where did you get them? He says, oh, the 654 Club right down the block. He says, you know what, Sam, there's a $2 tip for your trouble. So they sat there with the women, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Then, fancy a game of cards. The only problem is, they don't have enough card players, okay? So they're there with the cards, and they'd like to have a game of cards, and Sam comes back with 4 guys, and they're all named Jack. Okay. So they're having a game of cards, and the king says, Sam, these card players are excellent, where did you get them? He says, oh, the 654 Club right down the block. He says, you know what, Sam, there's a $2 tip for you. So they're playing these cards, and all of a sudden the kings get into a bit of trouble with the queens and the other girls for money. So they only have a $40 check. So Sam the Bellhop gets called over, and he says, Sam, would you be able to cash this in for a couple of 20s for us? He says, you know what, we've run out of 20s, I have to get you 4 10s. He says, Sam, there's a $2 tip for your trouble. So they're in this restaurant, and the king says, oh Sam, we've never been here before, but we're definitely coming here again. They say, how old are you? Quite a young guy, 38? He says, you're close, I'm 39. So he says, Sam, do you live near the 654 Club or the restaurant? And he says, I live at 13, 28, 29 even, West 8th Street. He says, where's that? And he goes, oh, it's a really posh part of town, it's at South Bank. It's a joke. Right, okay. So he says, do you gamble very often? He says, oh, every day at the 654 Club right down the block. So he says, do you see any good poker hands very often, Sam? He says, oh, one guy, Criss came in, never seen him before, and he had 3 7s and a pair of 8s. He said, Sam, that's a full house, did he win? He says, no, because one time Jenny was there, and she had 3 8s and a pair of 9s. He says, that's even better, did she win? He says, no, because Jonny the Magician was right there, and he had a straight flush. And that's the story of Sam the Bellhop.